I really get nervous giving speeches, and my grandma said, just picture everybody in your underwear. So, I'd like to tell you all we look great. I would like to start this speech by saying, if I stutter, completely forget what I'm talking about, or get my words mixed up, please don't blame me, blame the lesions. Hashtag blame the lesions. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Courtney. I was diagnosed 4 years ago with relapse and remitting multiple sclerosis. I am a professional dancer, and I'm absolutely terrible at math. My senior year of high school, I was in all international baccalaureate classes and 10th grade algebra. I actually turned around to my math teacher and I said, I really don't want to know anything about numbers unless it's a sale at Bloomingdale's, my check, or 5, 6, 7, 8. But tonight, I'm going to talk to you about numbers. I'm going to talk to you about addition and subtraction. My parents are here this evening, and I'm sure they're currently saying to themselves, oh my God. We're all familiar with the phrase, addition by subtraction. Taking something away in order to improve the overall condition. For example, a basketball team with a losing record might trade away a player with a negative attitude. Then suddenly, the team's on a different level. They have a newfound positivity and their energy is renewed. Or maybe somebody feels overwhelmed by their garage and their junk that's overflowing. Then they find some peace after the clutter is cleaned away. Okay, we get it. Addition by subtraction can often be a good thing. But tonight, I'd like to introduce you to a different idea. Subtraction by addition. When I first moved into my own apartment in LA, I had a very lovely neighbor. He was the most kind-hearted, tree-hugging, yoga-doing, raw vegan that would only hug you in a way that your hearts would align. Needless to say, I thought he was out of his mind. That is insane. He would knock on my door at dinner time. I thought it was because, he smelled the meatballs cooking, but that's beside the point. And we would we would sit. We would sit and chat, me with my Cabernet in hand, and him with this really disgusting, gross, green smoothie he just concocted. As I got to know him better, we began to talk about my newly diagnosed disease, and over time, he became a friend. He gave me book after book after book after book, and basically told me, becoming a raw vegan would solve all my problems. He was like the Jehovah's Witness of vegetables. I told him I wouldn't be giving up my chicken parm and pizza addiction anytime soon. And he responded, I'm not asking you to give up the things you love. I'm asking you to add new things to your life that, while uncomfortable at first, will benefit you in the end. So I took his advice, and the next thing you know, I'm swallowing turmeric shots of bee pollen and chia seeds and chugging down glasses of pulverized cilantro. I hate cilantro. Hate it. But I didn't hate how these foods made me feel. Regardless of whatever effects I felt from the medication I was injecting into my thigh, or sometimes 3 times a week, I felt energized, I felt clean, and I felt hopeful. I really wanted to share how I felt. I really wanted to film one of those commercials, for MS, and we see she's running on the beach, she's got her adorable little dog, and then they start listing the side effects. So my commercial would be very different. My commercial would be this. Side effects of kale may include vitamin A, C, K, increased happiness, and newfound bravery at restaurants. We never see that, but we should. We should be pushing nutrition just as much as we should be pushing our medication. As out there as I may have thought my neighbor was, he introduced me to so many new ways to increase my energy, improve my gut health through probiotics, and reduce inflammation, all by using food as my power source. And I'm grateful for the wealth of knowledge he shared with me. Which leads me to my next example of subtraction by addition. Knowledge. 2 years ago, I was shopping for a dress at BCBG, because I'm obsessed with BCBG. This dress is BCBG. I can't breathe, but I love the dress. And the saleswoman asked me what I was shopping for. I had told her that I needed a new dress for an MS gala that I was attending, and she said, I have MS too. And she said it like, oh my God, I have that bag too, except we were talking about chronic neurological disease. Quite different. So, of course, we started talking. I asked her all the standard questions. When were you diagnosed? What medicine are you taking? What were your symptoms? What did your doctor say? How do you feel now? And I have to say, I was completely taken aback by her lack of awareness and understanding of her own disease. She was unhappy with her medicine, but had she tried Gilenya? Had she tried Avonex? Had she tried Copaxone? No, she's never even heard of them. I said, have you ever experienced the leaks? She's never heard of that either. And just in case any of you guys haven't, it's basically an electrical sensation that goes from your neck all the way down from your toes. Feels like you're being electrocuted by your own body. It's great. I asked if MS had affected her at work at all, and she told me no, that she'd only been at PCBG for a short while. For years, she's had a successful career as a celebrity stylist, but at her doctor's recommendations, she traded in her dream job for a less stressful, but far less fulfilling job at the cash register. My heart broke for this woman. I felt like MS was some evil villain that captured her and was totally going to get away with it. If we want to truly beat MS, we need to arm ourselves with the most powerful weapon of all, and that's knowledge. We need to make sure we know the ins and outs of the medications we're taking, every symptom from A to Z, different opinions from different doctors who have different backgrounds and have conducted different types of research. The progress in medicine and research over the last 50 years has been absolutely profound. There's incredible work being done all over the world. I was able to see some of these big breakthroughs firsthand when I visited the UCSF Center of Regenerative Medicine and Stem Cell Research this summer. I saw top researchers experimenting with new technology to stimulate the remyelination of nerve cells. It was absolutely fascinating. Every day we're getting closer to a cure. But in the meantime, it is so vitally important that we take it upon ourselves to learn about what's happening, what's to come, and what we can do to help us all get there. We have to educate, and then just as crucial, we have to communicate. Which brings me to my last example, connection. Earlier this year, my fiance introduced me to a young woman, Alessandra, who was newly diagnosed with MS. We met for coffee, and she brought a notepad that I noticed was filled top to bottom. We talked for a bit, and we found common ground on so many things. Oh yeah, me too, I couldn't see for a month. Don't you just hate when that happens? So I convinced her to sign up for Barry's boot camp class with me. She didn't love to exercise, but I explained to her neurologist had told me the best thing to do is to keep active, keep dancing, keep strong. She didn't love to exercise at all, but she came. I asked her to sign up for the Beat MS Dance Walk, an annual event that I organized with the National MS Society, aided by many of the dancers from So You Think You Can Dance. And to date, we have raised over $180,000 since 2011. As we finished our coffee, I finally asked her what NOVA was for. And she said, well, I've been seeking young people out like me with a disease. I wanted to see what worked, what didn't work, what their experiences have been like, so maybe it could shed some light on my own. I was immediately inspired by her proactivity, her open mind, and the courageous way she was seeking out meaningful connections within the MS community as a way to combat her own disease. I left our meeting feeling full, even though we both share something that can leave us on empty. I'm also proud to say not only did Alessandra sign up for the dance walk this year, but she was one of our top 3 fundraisers. I've been extremely lucky that the exposure from So You Think You Can Dance allowed me to connect with hundreds of people with MS, young and old. These bonds we have formed together have been a source of personal strength for me, and we've all been a source of strength for one another. Or to put it another way, the powerful connections we have added to our lives has subtracted from MS's ability to rob us of our spirits. MS is a massive lifestyle change, however you want to slice it. It has the ability to steal things from us that we take for granted every single day. Your eyesight, your bodily functions, your ability to speak properly, your memory, your capacity to walk, your inner light. Your daily routine changes forever, And for those of us who don't respond well to change, changing the way we're used to living can prove itself to be extremely difficult. This is a disease that no matter how many people love and support you, when you lay your head on the pillow at night, it could make you feel extremely misunderstood and very alone. I've been down that dark road. I've experienced the months of being silently depressed, asking myself, what if I can't dance? What if I can't one day put on my own clothes? What if one day I can't run around with my own kids? In a small way, you feel like you're grieving the death of your own freedom. You go through all the typical stages of grief: denial, anger, depression. But then comes acceptance, and you're left with a choice. You're at the fork in the road where you have to decide, am I going to focus on all the things I can't do, or am I going to focus on all the things I can? The Can Do MS organization is here to help us choose the positive path, the path of subtraction by addition. Their ultimate goal is to support our emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being by empowering us and helping us focus on being our best selves while living with this disease. Over the past few months, I've been fortunate enough to learn firsthand all the remarkable things the inspiring staff of Can Do MS has accomplished over the last 30 years, and the incredible initiatives they're undertaking for 2016. To say I'm honored to be this year's honoree is a total understatement. I'd like to personally thank the Can Do MS organization from the bottom of my heart for providing me and thousands of others with the skills and the tools to build a healthy lifestyle. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank my friends, my new family, my family who loves me unconditionally, and my fiance. Thank you for your support. Thank you for helping me, even when I'm extremely fatigued and in bad mood and I really don't want to do something. I'm extremely grateful for you. Lastly, I'd like to congratulate Courtney on all your hard work over the last few years. And I'd like to thank all of you for being here tonight, supporting a cause that is so important to me and millions of other people around the world affected with this disease. Together, we add up to something so much greater than ourselves. And I know one day we'll subtract MS from our lives once and for all.